Hello and welcome to our round 2 video of the Junior Super Lightweight Club 100 Championships North category. This one's coming to you from, again, Whilton Mill. Of course, our previous video was also from Whilton Mill, but that was in South round 1 of the championships. So I won't bore you with another 5-minute introduction that's going to take me a couple of hours to edit. Instead, I'm just going to get straight into this race, and I would have also skipped the session you're about to watch now, which is test session 1 on the day prior to racing. But Oscar pulled off an absolutely brilliant performance in this session, so yeah, I'm gonna make you sit through this one and watch it. And then we'll get straight into the next day's action and let's see how he does. So of course he's coming into this one super confident, having made the A final in the South round 1. Okay, he lasted 19 seconds in the A final as karts ahead of him were all sort of all over the track and he had to send it onto the grass. But he's confident he can get there again now. He's definitely declared this is his favourite track. So we're going into this one positive, full of confidence, almost certain in our own minds that A final now is the minimum goal and he should be looking to move up the grid a bit. But we'll see what happens. You never know. So this is testing session 1. Oscar's coming out in karting 2. We wanted to watch him P3 behind Oscar, but I don't think he's turned up. The car was empty with 2 minutes to go, so looks like Oscar's going to be on his own for a bit until somebody else catches him. What we wanted to do in this session was use this, as Mike Ratan recommended, as a way of practicing for tomorrow's quali. So we wanted to try and work with somebody on the slipstream and get some faster lap times today. We know the track well, so we don't need to go out there and learn the lines, etc. We just need to work on the timing. So obviously, to have had somebody out there as a partner to work with would have been great practice for tomorrow. That's what happens. Now the weather's a little bit on the cold side, it's grey and overcast. I think we might get away with it for today's testing, but I think it's about a 50% chance of rain for tomorrow. Nothing would surprise me. But there is about to be something that's going to surprise me, and that's Oscar's lap times in this session. I'll let a couple of laps play through. We'll see if he can get past the karts ahead. We'll see if the ones behind can catch up with him. But as I said, this was an absolutely fantastic session, and it's why it's got to be included in the video. first test session and my phone's just stopped filming again. Seems to be having an issue here. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what the issue is with my phone. It started doing it in the second round of the season up at Whilton Mill here. It's done it again in this round. And I'm that far behind on editing that we've already raced in Shennington and we've already raced in GYG. And I can confirm that in both of them rounds, the phone, again, quit recording. But it's mostly been doing it on the trophy finals. I'm absolutely reliant on the footage that I get from trackside, as being as we can't have onboard camera footage. Anyway, let's bring this session to an end. I'll quickly scan forwards. If there's any more overtakes or action, I'll quickly include that now, and then we'll get onto the timing sheets. And we can now see our friend Jaden just 2 positions ahead. If we can get past Finley Hanna, this will be an excellent opportunity to attack him. And until now, outdoors, he's always seemed to have got the better of us. So while we're in what seems like a rocket of a kart, or Oscar's absolutely flying, whichever one it is, let's see if we can go and get him. Finley signals to us now to work with him and sitting behind him essentially and push him along, but Oscar's not having any of that. We've got a long history here of 2 years of just wanting to have a great battle with Jaden. Anybody who follows our YouTube channel and sees what's happened over the years at Team Sport and seeing what happened at Daytona will understand why we just want to get past here and have a great battle with him and see who can come out on top. Yeah, that's frustrating. We've now got 3 karts between us and Jaden, and it looks like he's pulling away from them. Maybe test session number 2. We'll have to go again. crazy how these kids can react so fast, because that would scare the absolute shite out of me. I'd have definitely gone flying off into a barrier somewhere. Brilliant. And as you can see on screen now, Oscar's finished in P1. It's his first time topping a sheep for the fastest lap. It's absolutely cracking start to the event. We didn't really see this coming. We knew after he'd done the previous round here, the South Round 1, that he was, flying on this track. He'd made the A final. So he was expecting potential passage through to the A final again, hopefully in a better position. But this is an absolutely cracking start. Oscar's showing some serious pace out there. You've only got to look at the few drivers behind him: Max Paul, Joshua Robinson, Alex Rattan. It's no joke to be up amongst them, them names. They are all normally, every single time until now, faster than Oscar. So he's making some real good ground upon drivers around him. And you look at where he set his fastest lap, he set it on lap 5. Everybody else, apart from the bottom couple, set it on either lap 9, 10 or 11. And that's why Oscar was upset, because he'd set his fastest lap early on. He was getting quicker, and then he caught up with the bunch ahead, and for the second half of the race he couldn't go any faster. So he would have carried on improving on that time, maybe got a 55.5, who knows. But what an absolutely cracking start to the race. So let's hear what I said afterwards when I told him, because he just wasn't impressed. He seemed quite down about it. Unbelievable.
That'll be great. Junior lightweights.
He won. He won it. How's that feel? 55.8. Yeah, you were a tenth faster than Max Paul in P2, and then Joshua Robinson P3. Dude, you've won. Really, really good start then.
Could have done better though.
Sorry?
I could have done better though.
You think you could look better than P1?
No, I mean not like that.
Yeah, you mean you were stuck behind that group at the end for the last half a race, was it?
Yeah.
But yeah, you did P1 on that one, so absolutely brilliant.
Where was that in Silverstone?
Where was that? No, he's flying out there, this one.
Love it.
I mean, the first half of the race he was on his own, and then he caught up with the group, and there's about 4 or 5 of them, and he caught up with them, and I was thinking...
Finish him first?
Yeah, he did finish P1, yeah.
Yeah, slow down, you mean this all look bad?
Yeah, okay. Oh, we're still filming. I didn't realise you've left it filming. Yeah, P1 then. Absolutely epic. What a start. Testing session 2. Okay then, only because of pure frustration that Club 100 won't let us film in the trophy finals. That's the pre-final and the main final. I'm going to be including the video footage from test session 2 here. The reason being, there is a lot of good onboard footage here of overtakes that Oscar makes throughout this session, and it'd be a shame to have a racing video that doesn't show any onboard close-up racing. So enjoy what Oscar did in this session, and at least you'll be able to see from this session what he's actually capable of. So as you can see ahead now, Paige Martin has just came out onto the track ahead of us, and I'm going to let this lap and a half or so play out. Paige, if you want to watch this, you can analyse it, and you'll see how Oscar now catches up with you slowly over this lap and eventually passes you. So hopefully this will be some good footage for you to learn from. And while on the subject of Paige Martin, if anybody has the Bell KC7 CMR Lewis Hamilton tribute helmet, then get in touch with her. We've just bought the sticker set off her, and that includes the Mercedes logo on the front, the CrowdStrike, the Monster Energy and the stars. So the helmet then is officially identical to the original Lewis Hamilton. To the official Lewis Hamilton helmet. But yeah, definitely get in touch with her. That's her Instagram link on the page now, and it's £30 a set. Absolute bargain. So another cracking session in the bag. This one, Oscar finishes in P8, but it wasn't really about the fastest lap times this time. This one was more about the overtakes and catching up with the drivers ahead to get them overtakes done. So that was a bit like watching a race, plenty of action in there, and it's good to have some onboard footage that's not just showing people hot lapping together for qualifying. So P8, brilliant start to the event. So we're going to be heading into tomorrow, absolutely, booming with confidence. And if Oscar's not in an A final, I'll eat my hat. I don't own a hat.
5 5 things in that little mini briefing. Too fast after the check-ins, guys. Okay, so let's have Junior.
There we go. P8 in that one. We'll have a look at the timing in a sec. You were 2/10 off the last race, so not quite as quick. But I think because this one you was mostly with other people. Yeah, he wasn't really on your own much. Where do you want to go? Oh. That's it now, isn't it? We're done for today. Oh, you enjoy that though? That was more of a battling session, that wasn't the first one, wasn't it? But you know what I did for the first couple of laps maybe? I don't know how long I was doing it for. I was filming somebody in your old gear and I was like, hang on, that's not Oscar. Behind Alex Rattan, and I'm thinking, I even say it on the camera, are you following Alex Rattan? Same helmet, old gear. It could have been Joshua, yeah. I didn't realise then. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? I was like, where are you? I was starting to look across the track and try and find you. So I missed the first part of the race. Maybe a minute or so, I don't know. We'll see on the video. You'd think I know what my son looks like by now, wouldn't you? But what's actually happened is I'm about to zoom out with the camera now. I looked away, I looked around to my left. I look back anytime about now, and as you can see, Oscar's just switched lanes and he's now going out onto track. I'm now focused on the yellow helmet there at the back of this row, thinking that that's still Oscar. Looks like he did from last season in his old kit. So I spent about 2 laps now filming this driver instead of Oscar. Then when I realised, it took me forever to find where he was. Anyway, let's move on. I don't know, I lost you.
Like where you two had exactly the same time.
What, to the 1000th?
Yeah,
it was.
Exactly. Alex said it first, so I've got a screenshot of it to send to you for a laugh. But yeah, you got exactly the same time, it was fun.
That one was more of a battling session for him though, so he was fighting out there a lot.
That's what practice is for.
Yeah, so he has had 2 good sessions. He had some really good hot lapping in the first, and some really good battling in that one. So.
Doesn't like the slipstream's working, but I think people are battling too much.
Yeah,
but the best laps have been set in clear air, which is weird.
It's 2 minutes.
We have just arrived at the most beautiful location in Daventry. We've got a cottage for the night. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we're taking the owner's dog for a walk. This is the decision. Left or right, doggy? Which way do you want to go? Go on then. Looks like we're going to the right. This is what it's all about. As much as our videos are about Oscar's racing journey, they're also about our journey together, our journey as father and son. And I'm documenting it. These are the most precious moments of our lives, and I want them to remain. So they're going to remain here, in amongst our videos, and it'll always be there then for Oscar to look back on, even long after I'm gone. North Championships round 2. Can we do it again? Right, we're just going out for the practice session. We have Paige Martin directly in front of us, and we've got Lewis behind us, and then Lucius behind Lewis, so we're in really good company here. It's only a practice session, doesn't count for anything, but it'd be nice to race with some fast guys all around us. So let's see how it goes. As you've seen, it's been absolutely belting it down with rain, and before we even get to turn 1, there's a driver there spun out. So I'm going to chop this session up the best I possibly can, just show the highlights, and then let's get moving on towards the qualifier, the qualifying period, which we're hopeful of making an A final directly through this time. We don't want to have to be battling it out through the pre-B or the B finals to try and get there. Oscar's shown he's got the pace on this track now, so fingers crossed he can do it. Let's go. So absolutely bugger all happened out there on track. Just a few people spinning out, not a lot to report on there and not many highlights. But we look at Oscar's finishing position, P10. Now if that was a qualifier, P10 should on average over the two groups land you in around about P20, and the top 22 go through to the A final. So this is a successful start to the event. Also, Oscar does need to find some more pace in the wet. It's something that we're still working on. But when you look at the drivers that are around Oscar, just a couple ahead of him, one or two behind him, he's in really good company out there. And that on its own shows that he's progressing well. Alright then, that's a good solid start, P10 in that one. But you're around with Joshua Robinson, Page, Lewis Tracy, all the same sort of pace. So yeah, I'd say that's a good solid start. 1:02 was the best lap time. So it's definitely faster than it was in the first super lightweight qualifying practice session. Do you have to weigh in? Just go that way anyway. I think they're doing weigh-ins. Let's go and have a look. How did it feel? You had a lot of yellows though, ruining your laps in that one, especially on the start finish line. It ruins 2 laps then. But otherwise, a good solid start, I'd say. Just see how your times were compared to everybody else's at the top, see how far off you were. Qualifying. Right, then we're just about to go out for the qualification. Oscar's coming out in the 6th cards again. Again with Paige Martin in front of him, Lewis Tracy behind him, and Lucius Mallard behind Lewis Tracy. So Oscar's going to decide on the kart whether it's worth working with potentially Lewis Tracy and Lucius. This is qualifying. I'm only going to film the first 3/4 of a lap and then I'll move over onto the live timing. There it is. So we'll see how this goes then. I think he's let Lewis past him. What do you think was the plan then, to stick to Lewis's bumper? Let's get over to the... So just before we really get stuck into this, what I've put up on the screen there is the qualifying times from Group A. We're going out now in Group B. So when you look at the top 11 drivers on there, they've all made it into the 55-second zone. So we know now that we have to get within the 55-second zone as early in the 55s as possible for a good chance of making it through to the A final. Oscar's going to need to clear a couple of karts ahead now to try and keep up with Lewis Tracy, or at least to try and keep a bit of clear track ahead of him. Oh, so close. So 56.0, that puts us up to P5. We just need to find a couple more tenths now, and we're going to be in a strong looking position. Once we do get into the 55s, if we do, then we need to ensure that there's not about 10 or 12 people ahead of us. So 55 second something lap and finishing in about the top 10 should do the job. Oh, another 56.0. We're close, very, very close to the 55s. If we can just catch up with Lewis ahead, that'd be nice, because the slipstream off him should pull us nicely into the 55s. But I think that's a tall order. But let's keep going. It's looking potentially like Oscar's got this out on track all on his own anyway. We're running out of time a bit quicker than I thought. We got just over 2 minutes left. Oscar's got to pull something out the bag now. We got 3 laps left ahead of us. And that's the one. A 55.4 puts Oscar all the way up into P4. That's the one that's guaranteed it. We are off to the pre-A finals with a guaranteed spot into the A finals. Absolutely epic work from the little dude. But I'm still unaware, stood trackside, that he's actually made it through to the A finals. I'll be finding out shortly when we look at the 2 sheets. But what an achievement this is. Seeing Oscar actually make it straight through to the A final for the first time through qualification after coming so close, especially coming so close here last year at Whilton Mill. We were 0.2 seconds off it back then. That was the closest we came throughout the 5 northern rounds in the 2025 season. So yeah, this was a big moment, and it's one of our season objectives to get silverware in the B final or to make an A final. And we've now accomplished both of them. We made the A final in the South Round 1, of course. It's a couple of weeks before this. But that was through having to win the B final to progress. So this time we've done it much more cleanly, straight through qualification. And we've not just made it into there, we've absolutely smashed our way into there. So we're going to be starting somewhere probably around mid-pack or higher potentially. So yeah, bring it on. Really can't wait. This is some exciting stuff, and shows that Oscar can mix it now with some of the most elite drivers on the Club 100 Junior Super Lightweight scene. Yes. leave you in the A final anyway. P7. Somebody got you on the last lap. You dropped down on the right at the end after you'd gone over the line. But P7, really, really good stuff again. Noah cost you, didn't they? Was it Noah on the last lap? Yeah. Just hoping you could get one last good lap in, but then I looked up and you were on the back of them. Right, cheers. Really good stuff. Make sure you don't fail the way in there. Still 65, hopefully. I don't think you lost 5 kilo in that, so you should be good.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, whilst I have a nice little population, if you would like a quick briefing on formation, race starts and the rules that apply here today on that, come and
Hey, cheers. 64 now. You've lost a kilo.
Maybe because
Well
of the
done.
camera.
Hey?
Maybe because of the camera.
Oh, it might be, yeah, because I'm holding the camera, aren't I? Yeah, that makes no difference anyway. So, really good stuff. Happy times, I think. I think we just made our first A final through quali. P7, I'll be amazed if you haven't made it. You're going to have to compare the groups now. And make it, we certainly did. Oscar's starting in P13 out of what will be 24 once the winners of the Pre-B final have joined us. And we are on exactly the same qualifying time as Daniel Norton, just ahead of us. I don't know how they work this out. Is it alphabetically on the names? You know, who starts ahead? Because this will be the second or third time now we've had exactly the same time as somebody else to the 1,000th, yet being below them on the score sheet. Anyway, P13 is a brilliant position to be starting from. The objective now has to be to beat where we finished in South Round 1, which was last place after spinning out or going onto the grass on that opening lap. So let's get into it. Let's see what Oscar can do. Fingers crossed he can at least hold position and take a P13 start into the A final. Well, same as always, every single race session we've ever been to, it's hailing. Oh God, this hurts. Ow. You okay? This is typical, isn't it? We're just about to go out for the pre-final shortly, and if this gets any heavier, it's going to settle. Oh wow. Don't know if that's coming out on camera. Okay. Nothing new to see here, just another day of racing. How typical is that? We're just getting ready to go out for the pre-final as well, and it's absolutely belting it down with hail. And just like that, we've got sunny skies again. This is a mirror image of what happened in the south, round 1 here last month. All we need now is a rainbow. Right, we're just getting ready to go out for the pre-A final. Oscar's got a bit of a dodgy brake here. Do you mean that bit of play there? You can feel better, can't you, with your foot? Yeah. We'll see. If there's any issues and he brakes late and goes flying off the track, it's a kart issue. We'll see. To film this. Right, cheers. Here it comes then. So, as has become the norm now, to prevent parents from complaining with onboard footage, I'll be filming all of the trophy finals, that's the pre-finals and the main finals, throughout the entire North and South 2026 Club 100 Championships from trackside. It is exceptionally frustrating. I've probably already gone over this in other videos. You know, we'd love to have the onboard footage. We've never complained, and for Club 100 to just basically punish everybody by just putting an outright ban, we feel it's, you know, it's unfair, but it is what it is, and it just means that our videos aren't quite as exciting as they perhaps could have been, and in one sort of a funny way, more difficult now for me to edit, because having to try and figure out what position Oscar's in throughout these finals from this footage alone is an absolute nightmare. Anyway, let's see how he gets on. We're going into the pre-A final now. He's starting P13. The objective really is to try and hold position or move forwards. Let's go. I can't see at all what's happening. I have no idea where he is. first lap, of course. It's a familiar feeling. Honestly, Oscar was cool with me editing that into the video how I just did. He's watched it, it's all been ticked off, it's all good. Yeah, they say, don't they, you've got to take the positives where you can find them. So here's the positives. We made it round 2 more corners than we did in the final, in the last round. And we made it to 30 seconds this time instead of 19. So it's progression. But it's not done yet, of course. We've still got the main A final to come. So we'll be starting from closer to the back of the grid, potentially just the 2, I believe it was, behind us. That'll be progressing from the B final. And only really one way we can go from there, isn't there? So let's see at the end of this bit. Let's see how Oscar done on his hot lapping. We'll have a quick talk about the kart afterwards. And then we'll get onto the A final. And here they come. We have 4 minutes left. And the race leaders are slowly drawing in on Oscar. You'll have to pull over soon and let them past. Yeah, the 2 leaders are working together, so they're just going at full pace. That's Sam Morse and Liz McKenzie. This is a good watch. We've got Alex Ratton here catching up with Sam Morse and Ellis McKenzie. And what a cap that'll be if we can capture these 2 and win the round. We have 2 minutes left on the dot. Come on, Alex. Considering they haven't closed in too much on him for the whole race, so the pace has been good. Have a look at the timing sheets after. Unfortunately, Alex couldn't quite close in on him in time. That's the end. Alright, there you are. I seen it, you got pushed straight onto the grass. You're right. Yeah, not injured or anything. No. What happened?
They just bashed me off.
They just smashed you off? Yeah. Oh, you got to do a weigh-in? They're doing the weigh-ins, are they, on the way off? No. Okay, cheers. Well, should we just go and get this in the car first anyway, so I've got to carry this around? You got bashed everywhere? Yeah. You made up some positions and then just got smashed around? Well, at least you got around 1 more corner than you did in the A final, you know, here last month. So you lasted a bit longer, but you've had about 30 seconds, 25 seconds of racing in the A final so far from 2. We've got 1 more to go. See if you can make up some positions. You can't finish, well you can because there'll be 2 behind you, won't they, progressing from the B final, so we'll see how it goes. Right, we're just going out for the final. I'm completely out of breath because Oscar's had me running backwards and forwards to the car for his bandana and his neck race, but we're ready, suited and booted. We're starting P23 out of 26 for this one. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. And the last car Oscar had something wrong with the braking system on it, so his lap times are way off, even though he was shunted out and had to come last. Yeah, I remember that moment. I literally just dropped the mic on the floor and walked off there. I just give up talking. I was absolutely knackered, and I think I run out of talking talent. What I was trying to explain there was that we had a bad kart anyway for the pre-A final, and despite hot lapping throughout the entire final, we could only manage the 18th fastest lap out of 24 drivers. So in a funny sort of a way, I think that Oscar there being shunted off track early on saved him from a race that was mainly going to be confidence destroying, as he was probably just going to continue to drop down the pack anyway. We were losing 0.8 of a second a lap on our previous qualifying time. So yeah, I think it was probably a good thing in a way that the race come to an end how it did, and that we can now move on and just get straight into this A final. So we're going into this one. I can confirm Oscar's got a better kart for this race, and I can confirm it's going to be a lot more positive than the last one. So this is just a few warm-up laps happening before the A final begins. It's also a chance to test out your kart, see if you want to take it back to the pits for a swap. Oscar stays out in this one, so he's obviously happy with it. And let's get into the rolling start. But first, let's just have a quick listen to me whinging and whining trackside. I'm stressed because I just cannot get into the far left corner of the balcony for viewing, which is the best place to film from. So it means that on this section of the track that Oscar's just going through now, as you can see, I lose complete track of him. And then when he comes back out on this section in amongst the pack, especially at the beginning of the race, even like you can see there, I've lost him. And so I'm about to get myself a plinth so that I can get a much better viewing position for the finals, so you guys get to see exactly what happens.
Again, I can't get into that corner to film from. Just listen to hug it. Not allowed any onboard camera footage. It's a bit of a nightmare. Right then, I've got a boost. Let's see what happens. Should get a good view from up here. So Oscar P23 of 26 starting. Kart doesn't look great after the test session just, but we'll see. Gotta remember everybody in this group is a lot faster normally, so. Very good start, dude.
Well, that's more than just a good start, that's an absolutely cracking start. Oscar was actually P25 when he crossed the start line, so far in the first half a lap he's moved up 11 positions. He managed to dodge all the chaos, quite a few karters went off track, and it just shows that despite the last race, that, you know, everything went wrong out there for Oscar. Don't be too disheartened about it, because in the next race this can happen, and we're now in a great position for our highest ever Club 100 round finish. I've just got to say it's a proud moment watching Oscar out there in the A final racing, you know, with the best. Last season I remember stood there at PFI as the A final went out and we stood and watched it, just thinking, you know, I wonder if Oscar will be able to get here one day. And now, only a few short races later, in all truth, here he is competing with the best. So ahead of us is our friend Lucius. Can Oscar catch him? You know, he's absolutely rapid. We know that. There's nobody that's going to make it into the A final that isn't. So we've got a bit of a gap there to close up, but we're also starting to come under pressure from Rafa in the cart behind us. Let's see how Oscar handles this. This is the biggest racing moment of his career so far. I think he's doing great.
That's Rafa behind you. Rafa qualified for by winning the pre-B final. B final? I think it's B final, sorry.
Well, another lap later and nothing seems to change. As Oscar takes a look over his shoulder there, it seems that they're all going about the same sort of pace as each other. So it's going to be difficult, I think, here, trying to close in on the ones ahead. And also difficult for the ones behind closing in on us. It's looking good. We'll take this position all day long. Yeah, that was a little bit of banter I had before the race started with the Lucius. He was starting in P15, 8 positions ahead of us. So I confidently said, OK, Oscar will see you out on track soon then.
We have 6 minutes 20 left.
So another lap down, and we've closed the distance now on a Lucius. Just ahead of him is Page. We know from the earlier sessions today we've had the pace on Page. So I think Oscar should be confident here going forwards that there's a couple more positions still up for grabs. Lucius is now about to make the move on Page and get the pass done nice and cleanly, which is brilliant for us. It brings us tight onto the back of Page. But behind us we've got Rafa closing in fast, so we're about to come under pressure from him as well. So maybe a position to gain, maybe a position to defend. Let's see how he handles this. Oh, that was a lovely time move there from Oscar. He got Page in exactly the same place where he got her earlier, only this time, instead of setting up for the switchback, he dived up the inside. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, he got you back. Page. You're in a battle with Page. Oh, what's your inside? A nice one.
So while that was a great bit of racing there between Oscar and Page over that last lap, and Oscar bravely holding on to the position as well to keep Rafa at bay, it's allowed 3 more karters to join the back of the queue. And we do not want to drop those positions, so Oscar's got to be really careful here now. See if he can break away. As you can see, a little bit of space there. He needs to get away from this lot and get away from the pressure.
Come on, dude, go. Page isn't going to let you go easily. We've just had some Bell Helmet Lewis Hamilton stickers off Page. Anybody interested, contact her. £30 for a full set. And definitely gets the helmet a bit more jazzy. Go on, that's it.
So a loose turning almost cost Oscar there, as Paige managed to just sneak a little bit ahead of him. That's actually ended up costing her a position. We've now got some serious pressure coming from behind. Can we hold on to P13? There is, what, just over 3 minutes left now.
It's really windy up there. I don't think we're going to progress any further. It's just got a hold position there, mate. You have just under 3 minutes left. 2:55. Come on.
Bloody hell, that was close, but that was some good bravery there shown by Callum round the outside. Luckily he didn't take both of us out. We're now in P14. We've got a bit of a gap behind us. Callum's already starting to break away, but he did qualify for this round in P10. So he must have been one of the drivers that came off the track early on, and he's caught back up and working his way back through the grid again. Pretty rapid driver. Unfortunately, we're out of his slipstream now. But looking at this, it's looking pretty secure now for a P14 finish. Fingers crossed.
Come on then, mate, show some of that pace that you've showed in testing and practice and quali. Because you should keep that gap behind you and hopefully extend on it if you can. By the sound of it going on up ahead here, so you might get to pick something up. There's the leaders. I don't know, there's something major going on here between these four. 1 minute 24 left. Together now. Referees is closing quick, and this is your last lap. Go.
And that's not just anybody now coming in behind Oscar, that's Jensen Barnard. He's one of the very fastest here, so this is going to be difficult now to try and hold him off. Can Oscar do it?
Come on. Don't over defend there.
And Jensen's pressure is definitely telling. This is the first time all day Oscar's gone wide on this turn here, and it costs him. This is going to be a really, really tight finish now.
Come on, mate, don't give this up now. Don't let him push you out. Watch you inside.
And wouldn't you believe it, same old, that same old sinking feeling. Oscar's worked incredibly hard throughout the duration of this race to hold on to P13 and P14, and to lose it like this again, going into the last couple of turns of the entire thing. But not today.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, mate. Yes.
And if ever a picture said a million words, you can see the disappointment on Jensen in the background there, because he almost had Oscar, but Oscar showed some absolute strength and bravery there to hold on to that in the last couple of turns. Absolutely brilliant, same as what he did at the South Round 1 here. Really, really good stuff. Really proud of him.
Absolutely brilliant. What a performance. I got our mate now from filming. that is him, I think. Yeah. Brilliant performance, dude, after a massively disappointing pre-final, being shunted off the track again. That was a hell of a fight from you. Really good stuff. Great defending there at the end, you stay strong. One great daddy here.
We're going to go in order that
He's growing a moustache. He's got a moustache coming. Oscar's growing a moustache.